Hello, this is the first in a new series where we're going to look at the character cards and the characters that you can play in Talisman. We'll first off work through the base game characters and then have a look at some of the ones from the expansions. So the first one we're going to look at is the dwarf. This character has a kind of fairly mixed reviews amongst people as to whether he's a strong character to play. A lot of people actually rate him very lowly. His strength and craft are fairly average, 3 and 3. Lives, fairly high actually, 5 lives. Fate, fairly high as well. Possibly that's an attempt to balance that in the new edition of the game, the sort of perceived weakness of him. And essentially he's not got any sort of strong individual power. He's got a lot of sort of minor powers that you need to remember to use when you can. So you don't need to roll a dice in the crags. You can evade creatures in the hills. You can add 1 to the score in the cave. You can add 1 to your only roll 1 die when you're opening the portal of power by craft. You need to roll 2 dice in the mines, and you are unaffected by the maze. So all quite sort of minor one-off powers that you can use. Quite often relating to the final stage of the game. So he's got a bit of an advantage there at the final stage of the game if you can get to that. The figure for him, here we go. There you go, looks actually almost exactly the same as the illustration, which is quite nice how they've done it in this edition. Well, he looks like a dwarf, doesn't he? That's pretty good. Yeah, as a character, I like him. He's a dwarf. I like the fact that he fits in kind of quite nice with the character tropes of sort of fantasy genre. I'd like it if there were more non-human characters really. We've got elf, we've got dwarf, and then we've got a lot of different human professions. I'd quite like to see a couple other dwarfs, maybe a dwarf miner or something like that in the game. As for how he is as a character, you kind of have to get that first bit of the game done pretty quickly. You need to start building up your strength and craft and making use of the fact that neither of them is terribly weak. If you can get to the end of the game, then obviously you can get through the portal of power a bit quicker than other characters, and you can get through the mines if that's the route you choose to go down. So he's kind of set up for a craft victory really, even though he's not sort of a spell casting character. So there's a bit of a sort of mismatch in his abilities compared to the ideal way of winning with him. Tactics wise then, ideally if you can build up your craft and then do quite an early run on the Crown of Command, then that's the most effective way of using him. And just remember all the little abilities you've got and remember to use them when you can. Okay, that's the conclusion of this video. We will have some more of these, looking at the other character cards in future. Any comments you got about this, please leave them. I'd be interested to see what people think. And see you again.